going on, guys? Welcome to country number 12 of Norway. I'm currently here in Oslo. Those clips you saw in the beginning of the video were me going from the Oslo airport to the Oslo Central Station. So yeah, I'm really excited to be here in Norway, especially here in Oslo, so I can't wait to hit the streets and walk around. Currently I'm in my hotel room here. So there's the bed there, there's a TV, there's a chair, a little like table thing there, there's a mirror, and then I have the bathroom in there. So it's a small hotel room, and I have this place for 2 nights. The total was 2,700 Norwegian kroner, which is almost $250. So it's about 125 US dollars per night. So a little bit expensive, but I do know, just from what I know about Norway, that Norway is an expensive country. So I'm gonna have to get used to that. But anyway, I've done enough talking. Let's go hit the streets of Oslo. Alright, I'm on the streets here in Oslo. I'm gonna try to hold this camera shot as steady as possible, but it may sway back and forth a little bit. I think I'm gonna go over here and check out this park. There's a nice big park over there. Yeah, so far the city's been really beautiful, actually. Really green. The water's actually tastes really good, the tap water. And Norway is not a European Union country. They are not part of the European Union. But it is certainly safe to drink their tap water. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'm gonna go check out this park. So this here is the park here that I was shown earlier. Going to the top here, which this footage might be a little bit shaky. You get a good view from up here. Yeah. This is kind of on top of the hill though, but you can see quite a bit from up here. So, yeah, pretty nice park here. Found a bench here with a nice view. I also got a new camera, which I don't think I mentioned. This is the Sony ZV-1, and this camera is pretty nice. So I like the footage I've seen from it. I like the quality. So yeah, I think this would be a good spot for a picture. So I'm gonna do that. I think this building up here may be the Royal Palace. I didn't think it was over in this area, but I do know it is like surrounded by a park, and this park is huge, and there's a huge building up here. So I think this may be the Royal Palace. Okay, so very much so is the Royal Palace. You can see the guard. I'm gonna get all the way to that tree. You see the guard standing right there. So it is the Royal Palace. And it looks like anybody can just walk up to it. I see a lot of other people just riding through it, so that's all I'm gonna do. I'm sitting down, so it's not as shaky, but there's the whole Royal Palace. And the flag at the top, it may be hard to see on here, but it is not Norway's flag, which is a little bit confusing to me, unless maybe that flag is like some type of royal family flag, because you think like a building like this would have the country's flag, but I'm assuming that must be some type of royal family flag. But yeah, it's a pretty big building, and this whole area all around here is a fountain there. There's a whole bunch of people around here, and it goes back there, so I'm gonna walk back there as well. So I'm not sure what this building is used for. I know it is the Royal Palace, but just given the lack of security, I can't imagine anybody in the royal family actually lives here, because as you can see, this is the only thing stopping anybody. Is a chain that's not gonna stop anything. So I imagine it's probably just office space, or maybe it's just here for looks, but regardless, it's still cool. So I figured out the guards do have a purpose. I think it's mostly just for looks, of course, but I did see a guard open the door for a bicyclist who came out of the building. So I know like at the White House in Washington, D.C., you have the Marines who have like a buzzer in their hand, and that's how they know to open doors. So I think that's mostly what they do. And then of course they're also there for looks. There's a gazebo over there. I like the look of Oslo so far. I don't really see too many skyscrapers, and I don't know if that's because I'm not in the area where the skyscrapers are at, which could be entirely true, but I like the old houses here, and I like the bright colors, like the bright yellow and the bright red. So far the city is really nice. It's very clean, very green everywhere, flowers everywhere. It's kind of surprised me though, because I really haven't seen any skyscrapers, which I know some of the older European cities, you know, maybe don't have as many skyscrapers, but I was just thinking coming to Oslo, a pretty big city and also Norway's capital, that you would see more skyscrapers, but so far I have not seen any. And I didn't see any on the train ride into the city either. So I just wasn't really expecting that, but I don't mind it. The city's great. And that's also a university right there. That building there, I'm not entirely sure what it is. It almost looks like a church steeple at the top, but I don't think it is. I think it's maybe just apartment, because it doesn't really look like a church outside of that. It just kind of has the church steeple.
Nothing.
Really?
They don't have.
Wow.
You can't go to any restaurant to eat Norwegian.
Wow, I didn't know that.
No, it's nothing.
So are you from Norway?
No, I am from Iraq.
Oh, you're from Iraq? Oh, wow.
85.
So, 85. How long have you been in Norway for?
Where are you from?
What?
Where are you from?
United States.
United States.
Yes.
Okay, give me 1 minute. I will give you coins. I want to.
Okay.
Where you from? I don't have more.
Honestly, it's not that big a deal. I don't really need the change. It's okay.
You need to see in France. You have coins?
What?
You have coins?
Do I have coins?
Yes.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't have any. Got a slice of pizza and a drink for 89 kroner, which is almost $9. So, no, this country is not cheap. A lot of hilly roads here, hilly sidewalks, and the tram, it's kind of like in San Francisco, just goes down the middle of the street. So you gotta be a pretty good driver if you want to drive here, which I actually considered renting a car, and I decided not to, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I probably would not do well here, because I'm not used to this type of thing with a tram and all that stuff. So probably a good thing I didn't. But I think I'm gonna walk back to my hotel. It's not too late. It is 16:43 or 4:43, but I've actually been up since 5 a.m. because I was in Paris, France this morning, and I flew here this morning. So I'm pretty tired, but I want to go to a grocery store and get some stuff, and I want to show you guys a Norwegian grocery store. So I'm gonna do that before I go to bed. Alright, so I just did a quick battery change there because my battery died, but luckily I thought ahead and brought an extra one with me because I figured that might happen. But I was just at a crosswalk over there actually, and the one thing that I sometimes forget when I return to Europe, because I'm so used to the United States obviously, is that people will, vehicles will actually stop for pedestrians at crosswalks. So I got to this crosswalk and a car stopped, and a guy riding a bicycle also stopped, and they just kind of both gave me weird looks. Or like, why are you not walking? And then I eventually got the hint, like, oh yeah, this is not the pedestrian, I have the right of way to walk. So that's one of the things, you know, if you're from the US or a country where cars don't typically stop for pedestrians, that's one of the things to remember about Europe, is that most people will stop for pedestrians. The city's actually pretty easy to find your way around in. My Google Maps has not been working, and I just found my way back without having to use it, which is nice because not all cities are like this. Some are, you know, have buildings that all kind of look alike, and it's just hard to find your way back. But so far in Oslo, it hasn't been too bad. There's another church there. This building here looks like some type of government building. You can see Norway's flag right there. So I wonder what this is. Might be the government building. This is a really cool area, having this up from above. Alright, so that last clip you saw was actually inside 7-Eleven. I decided not to go to a grocery store. But I got a hot dog, some sour cream and onion chips, and some strawberry lemon ice cream for 158 Norwegian kroner, which is like almost $16 US. So yeah, definitely not a cheap country. I found a really like touristy area here in Oslo. Really nice areas, a lot of clubs, bars, restaurants, all kinds of good stuff. And I ended up buying some stuff as well.